As you know, coal is very dirty fossil fuel, one of the dirtiest of all. And it is responsible for 40% of the fossil fuel that contribute carbon become a part of the global warming problem, and Bangladesh is suffering from the global warming as well. As you know, coal has two aspects of the problem. One is the global warming, and one is the problem. It's really bad for the health of the workers and also the local people. It is really bad for the health. It's called black lung disease, and it's a proven fact. It's also pollute the water, the local waters, the rivers. As you can see, in this video I made it for Western Europe, but it is applicable to Bangladesh also. Bangladesh is a river-oriented country. We have a lot of rivers, and it is one of the densely populated country in the world. We need the drinking water too. It's going to pollute the drinking water table as well. I know we have 4 coal plants are almost in the construction level. One of them almost finished. And we do need energy. Bangladesh is developing pretty fast, so we need energy. Coal is one of the cheaper energy, that is a fact. But in last 2 years or 3 years, coal is not cheap anymore. Especially war with the Ukraine, coal price almost quadrupled in last 1 year. So it's not the cheaper either way. So I just want to mention this to the government of Bangladesh. We have been in contact with the Prime Minister's office, and she was Bangladesh was the president of Climate Vulnerable Forum from 2020 through 2022. So because Bangladesh was president for 2 years, our Honorable Prime Minister Hasina was also the president of the Climate Vulnerable Forum. We believe that when she approved about 13 coal power plants in Bangladesh about 13 years ago, she was not aware of the negative impact of the coal. But after she became the president of the Climate Vulnerable Forum, she understood it is not really good for Bangladesh. So she made a brave, bold decision. She canceled 9 coal power plants that were in a pipeline. We tried pretty hard to convince the government to stop these 4 existing plants that are under construction. I have visited Matarbari coal plant in Chittagong, southern Chittagong, about 2 years ago, and tried to start an LNG. We'll import the LNG from Qatar and USA. But then I got involved with the environmental activities so much that I found out LNG is also fossil fuel. So we actually walked back. We said, no, I don't want to be involved with LNG either, because history might judge me that I was in the wrong side of the history. So those who were going along with the coal plant in Bangladesh, think about it. After 50 years, they will judge us. Those generation will tell us, why did we do that? So we were on the wrong side of the history. Think about 1971. The Jamaat-e-Islami, they were against Bangladesh liberation war. So now they were in the wrong side of the history, and they cannot remove that. So the people who were now moving forward with the coal plant after 50 years, think about it. They will consider you as in the wrong side of the history, and I don't want to be part of that. Okay, now, so what is the solution? Hey, Mr. Chowdhury, you always tell the problems and problems. What is the solution to it? Yeah, there are solutions. For Bangladesh, we believe the coal-free world, and Sierra Club believes that the wind energy is the solution. So the wind, the problem with the wind energy, also there is problems, which is the land. Bangladesh don't have or doesn't have enough land. This is a densely populated country. So we come up with a solution which is offshore wind turbines. In last 5 years, the wind turbine technology has improved so much that each turbine can produce 14 to 16 megawatt of power. It's unheard of. Even 5 years ago, it's unheard of. One wind turbine can produce 14 megawatt to 16 megawatt of power. Okay, now Bangladesh really did have a small windmill, but they were producing less than 1 megawatt, and it's in the land-based. There is not enough wind in the land. Most of the wind we have, we need at least, I know this is a technical term, we need at least 15 kilometers per hour wind to produce wind power. So I had taken some data about 3 days ago, actually 4 days ago, the wind speed in Bay of Bengal. That wind speed was about 21 miles per hour. That's more than what we needed for the offshore. And that was about 10 meters higher from the sea level. So we're talking about 200-meter higher. These wind turbines are so big and so large, it goes up to 200 meters to 225 meters high. At that level, the wind speed will be at least double than what it is at 10 meters level. So we believe that this wind turbine will have at least 30 kilometers per hour wind speed, which is more than enough to have the wind farm in Bangladesh. We call it wind farm. So each of these wind turbines cost about $10 million. They're not cheap. We all know that Western Europe and America and most of the developed countries, they're coming up with a wind farm. In Texas, we have a lot of land-based wind farm because we have a lot of winds and a lot of land. In Europe, especially England and the UK, they have wind farm in the ocean. And I think we're trying to propose here that if we can set up with 100 turbines at 14 megawatt, that is 1.4 gigawatt of power. It will cost about $1 billion to set up the equipment only. So we need another $800 million to set up all the logistics and everything and connect to the national grid. So we're looking at about $2 billion investment to have one wind farm in Bay of Bengal near Cox's Bazar to Technaf.